Welcome back to Cult of Belial, and I've been putting off making this video because I've just been fucking busy, dude, with with everything, But it's been a while since I made a video, and what inspired me to make this video is, dude, I saw a really bad fucking post about pacts and agreements with demons, and dude, like this isn't fucking like new age paganism. This isn't fucking like some girly pop kind of stuff where it's not serious if you mess it up. This is some fucking serious shit, man. This is black magic. This has precedence spanning back through like really old grimoires and centuries throughout history, and I wanted to make this video to clarify some things, dude, because there's a lot of bad information out of it out there online, and I have been like, people have called me in desperation because they made a bad deal, okay, and like it's just one of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody posts either wrong information online or just some completely strange shit without precedence. The strange shit, like, I get, everybody kind of schizo posts every now and again. I'm guilty of it, but um, but when it can be dangerous, dude, that's why I'm like, dude, I gotta fucking say something because like I can't tell you how desperate these people have been, you know. So let's talk about pacts and oaths for a little bit. I'm hoping later Anton can elaborate more on oaths because that's more his style of making agreements with demons. Okay, so what is a pact? A pact is a spiritually and materially binding agreement between you and a spirit. Once you've made an agreement, it's much like a contract, and you'll have a hard time breaking it. So it is important to use pacts only for longer workings and for goals you are serious about attaining. Okay? For most things that you can think of for manifesting or bringing to fruition, you can do it just with rituals and spells by themselves, dude. If if you want to make a pact or something as simple as like finding a new lover or a new job or anything like that, please, I am asking you to reconsider. Please, because there is so much easier, simpler stuff, dude. Because you're signing away part of yourself to a fucking demon, dude. Like, that's not necessary for a lot of stuff, you know? Now, this is going to be more advanced pact making, okay? This is something that I haven't seen a whole lot online. I've seen maybe one or two people talk about this. There are different methods in this in like older grimoires, but this is how I was taught to do this. The preparation for the actual pact is equally as important as the rite itself. And since it's equally spiritually binding as much as it is physically binding, the material and the ceremonies to create the pact must be taken into consideration. So if you're able to purchase it, find yourself parchment made from animal skins. Goat skin parchment is popular and has precedence in grimoires such as like the Grimoire of the Red Dragon. But if you're unable to find it, raw parchment, like the stuff that's not dyed, stuff that they make brown paper bags with, that'll do. That's perfectly fine. If you can't find anything like that, or you just don't have it on hand, regular paper is fine. However, you're going to have to do some kind of smudging or some kind of cleansing, dude, because it's processed. Okay, so the first thing that you want to do is you want to already have some kind of working relation with the spirits you're going to be pacting with, okay? Before you get the materials in, you should already be talking to the entity back and forth about some goals that you have and what they're able to do, what they're able to put forward into an agreement like this. It's like negotiating, okay? If you do not have two-way communication developed yet, stop. Stop right away, because some, like, you're the Worst case scenario, you'll be taken advantage of, dude. You'll be taken advantage of, and you'll make a bad deal, and there's no way out of it. Okay. The best case scenario is nothing happens, like it's just rejected or they ignore you. That's the best case scenario. And people have talked to me like, I've made a pact and I just nothing's happening. Like you've been ignored. Probably a good thing because they didn't take you serious because you wanted, I don't know, $500 in a couple of days. But anyway, I'm sort of getting off topic. Take into consideration. So let's just use, for example, Belial. All right, you want to make a pact with Belial, the king, baby. Take into consideration what element, planet, zodiac, and governing archetype the spirits you're going to be making a pact with. Belial's a solar entity. He's heavily earth-based energy and rules. I mean, he's got so many different aspects, dude. You just pick the best one that fits what you're working with. Like, for like ascending in the hierarchy of your career, right? So like this would be like you're already set in your job and you want to see how far you can take this, dude. Like make a pact for like 5 years. You know, don't do this for I mean, you can do shorter periods of time, but like when I have done pacts are like 3 months, 4 months long. It is mostly just like for devotional reasons. And I do it this way so that there's a for sure start and there is like almost no breaks in between the workings. You know, it is day in, day out, in my sleep, in my waking moments, nonstop, dude. Not a lot of people can fucking handle that. And I don't recommend it, dude. I'm crazy. I'm a lunatic. It can break you. It can break some of the more sensitive people. Okay. But if you wanted to elevate yourself in a career, Belial's king aspect would be great. If you want to learn anything about baneful stuff, if you want to do baneful workings, you could do his wicked aspect, his worthless aspect works too if you want to, you know, anything like that. Anyways, what you're going to do, you're going to take this parchment that you've purchased and you're going to raise a sacred space for the planet the spirit resides in. Okay, so you raise a solar sacred space. You'll draw Belial's sigil on one side of the paper and burn incense and herbs that have earth and solar-based qualities within it. All right? While you're doing this, you are going to be directing the energy burn from this stuff into the parchment. You can hold the parchment over the burnt offerings, and you really want to direct it into it with the breath, dude. And you want to keep your eye on Belial's sigil, right? If you cannot manipulate energy as well as, you know, charging paper, stop. You're not ready for a fucking pact, dude. You are not. It would be a good idea to do this during the time and the day, like for the solar hour and the day, Sunday, to do this. It's not necessary, however, it will make this better, okay? And if you're gonna do this, dude, do it the right way, you know? Don't just fucking write on some loose leaf paper, put a sigil on it, and drop some blood on it, and say, I'm in a pact. Not really how that works. You want to do this beginning a week before you actually want to do the rite to create a pact, because you're going to do this for about 5 days in a row, right? And once you're like done charging it for the day, you only have to do this for like 15 minutes a day too. Instead of releasing the sacred space, again, you're going to direct the sacred space, the energy that you've raised, back into the paper, okay? And you're supercharging this. And the reason that you're doing this, dude, is you're adding qualities and essence and energy that the spirit already resides in. you know. So, and by having that sigil on there, you might not notice it at first, but you're drawing his presence closer and closer and closer to you. You know, by the time you actually do the signing right, dude, it it almost happens really fast. You know, you'll get a very powerful ritual out of it. Um, when you're not charging the paper, you're going to want to cover it with a black cloth. This is to keep the energy that you've dumped into it into the paper. You want to keep it out of the sunlight, preferably in a cool, dark place. Um, Sunlight tends to dissipate and destroy etheric energy, and what we're working with is a lot of etheric energy, you know. Okay, on day 6, raise the sacred space as you normally would. You'll light a black candle, and on the side without the sigil, write in clear terms what you are trading in return for the spirit service. For pacts, it's important to know that the bigger the ask, the bigger the trade is going to have to be. So offering to trade weekly offerings just won't suffice. They're going to want a part of your life. Unfettered access is something, unfettered access to what you're offering, or a big sacrifice is something you hold precious to you. Okay? I said this earlier, but I mostly make pacts for knowledge, learning, and devotion, so that when the pact is up, I retain the power granted to me during that duration, and I've also greatly increased my relationship with that spirit. One of the most consistent offerings that I make that has not been refused by an entity is the entirety of my mind and body to them, so that my thoughts and actions stay focused on them and on the pact, and that my energy spent during the duration is woven with them to use as they please, to experience what they like through me, and so that no barriers exist between us. Okay? It is essentially, for this duration, I'm yours. In simplest terms. Okay? If this sounds extreme, it's because that's how serious pacts are, and it is extreme, dude. Like, don't be fooled into thinking that demons want a candle once a month burned for them to fulfill your desire. More than anything else, demons want the opportunity to experience life through us, through flesh and blood, dude. Because they are non-corporeal beings. And that is why they like blood. Because blood is, one, it's packed full of energy, dude. 2, we're offering part of ourselves. It's also why I like orgasms. You know, some spirits accept orgasms as offerings. They like experience, like they experience that through you, dude. When you're offering food to them, dude, some of them don't like you touching their food. They'll just sort of take in by proxy the energy that you're offering to them. Some of them prefer that you burn the food offerings. Some of them prefer it if you invoke them and eat and drink whatever it is that you're offering, so that they can experience it through you, you know. I see a lot of online forums that like, how, you know, what do demons use offerings for? They want to experience that. It's not just an energetic thing. They want to experience it, man. Okay. Sorry, I'm getting really fucking sidetracked. Once you write down what you're offering, write down in clear terms what you're expecting from the spirit. And I cannot express this enough on being clear. Because the spirit will work day and night to fulfill their end of the deal, even if you decide not to do yours. In which case, if you don't plan on fucking following through on your terms, you shouldn't be making a fucking pact in the first place. Okay? Breaking a pact, breaking an oath has massive consequences, which can cause damage to your body, health, and life. And the only thing you can do to stop this damage is to fucking do your part of the deal. Okay? Like, there's not a way out of it. I'll talk in the end, like, some things that you can do should you find yourself in a bad deal. Okay? Now that after the paper's charged, the pact is written, okay, the actual signing, right? Okay? You're going to want to have an offering prepared for this, right? It's just a gesture of goodwill that you put all this time and energy, and that you're there for them, okay? Like, you're part of this, right? But you're there for them. You're going to want to evoke the spirit to a full manifestation. If you can't do an evocation where you can see them, even briefly, for their fullest self, stop. 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 Okay? If you can't evoke, but you can invoke, you want to invoke to the point of a partial possession. This process, from all the charging that you've done to this paper, you would expect it to take a long time, but it's not going to. Like, just from my personal experience, once everything's ready, dude, and you've put all this time and energy into it, it only takes like 5 minutes to actually do the evocation. Like, the actual signing isn't the it's not the special part about this. The actual special part about this is what you, like, the aftercare that you need to do for this. They will most likely already be close to you by this point. They pay attention to that kind of stuff. And once you arrive, greet them, state the purpose of the ritual. You're here to make a new covenant and swear oath to them. Once you do this, you're going to read the pact you wrote, okay? When you're finished, you're going to sign your name on top of their sigil, and you're going to say, sign and swear this oath with me now. Make this covenant with me. Agree to this. Do it in your own words, really, because making it your own is the best way to do this, at least with the verbal parts of this. I mean, the way that I talk to spirits is very much like I would talk to a friend, you know, like, it's respectful, but at the same time, like, I'm a joker. I like making jokes. I laugh. That's just how I roll. You're going to present the pact to them with your name over it, and they will mark it somehow. After you do this, after you present it to them, just hold it within the triangle or wherever you've evoked them. You're going to drop your blood on the sigil. You're going to cover the sigil with your name on it so that it's completely covered. Okay? Once it's finished, you may do one of two things. You can either burn the pact and ask Lucifuge Rofakal to enter the pact into his records, or, and this is what I like doing, you can fold it carefully and seal it with wax. If you do decide to keep it, make sure you either keep it on an altar in a dark place or cover it again with a black cloth. All right. After this is done, thank the spirit and close the ritual. Now, what people don't commonly talk about is what you do now that you're in a pact. You're going to want to treat it like a job, dude. Like, you're working night and day with the spirit to achieve your goal. You guys are business partners now. Like, kind of your family. Not in the sense that, like, you guys are, like, fucking related. But your family, much like the mafia's family. You get what I'm saying? When you step, they step as well. When you take a breath, they take a breath as well. And you can't forget that, because they never will. They never will. Okay? And if you do forget, you are liable by this agreement, by this pact, for consequences that the spirit sees fit to dish out. You don't get a say what kind of consequences you will receive. Okay? If you see a lack of exertion on their portion and you've done all this and you're certain that you've done it right, you are within your right to fucking ask them what's going on. And sometimes they'll just say, like, everything's all right, everything's being set into place. And they'll explain, this is what's going to happen. This is what I'm setting up. This is that. And I've done this before. Where things weren't exactly as they should be. And I was like, I need some clarification. I got the clarification. And then things started straightening up rather quickly. Almost to the point where it felt like a punishment. You know what I mean? So if you do ask for a correction, dude, or an explanation, like be prepared for things to chaotically change in the direction that they were taking their portion of the agreement. And often it'll get you exactly what you asked for, but like at what cost? Okay. So that is my spiel on pact making. If you find yourself in a bad pact, dude, I hate to break it to you, but there's really no way out of it unless you fulfill your end or until the time expires, with a few exceptions. Okay, is sometimes spirits can trade pacts amongst themselves, because who fucking knows, dude? But they do this. Um, it is not common. Uh, you can ask to transfer a pact with a spirit if you like, if there's some reason, if there's a good reason that you can do this. Like you can always enter into a ritual and try to renegotiate, but dude, you're on a losing side for most things, you know. Um, you can have somebody else take over this pact. Okay. Um, most people won't, because they will have to do their right to take it over. Um, and some people think that like if your goal is completed, then you're out of the path. No, that just means that it would be it would be like if you're building a building and there's a due date and you build it a few weeks early, like yeah, that's great. Their job's finished, but you're still liable to pay. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is. Um, so yeah, don't make pacts for silly reasons like I don't know, boosting an online audience. That's kind of, you don't need to. Don't do it. For, just don't do it for fucking little reasons, dude. Don't, please. And I am begging you guys, please don't, because I don't want to see people get hurt. People get hurt from this. You know, people get hurt from making deals that they shouldn't. You know. All right, but if you're serious about doing this and you follow these instructions, or if you just kind of want to see for yourself, like oh I made a pact before, but I did it a different way. I didn't go to this extent. You've tried it that way. Try it this way. Don't take my word for it. Try it and see. You know, because this is what works for me. You know, and I'm just trying to keep the ball rolling. I'm trying to help people where I can. I'm trying to do some kind of harm reduction. All right. Anyway, that's my spiel again. Thank you guys, and I will see you soon.